Quick graph y equals 1/2 times e to the quantity x minus 3 power plus 1 by hand 2 different ways. This is part of the family of functions series. You will need graph paper, or you can download this PDF and print it. Press pause as needed anytime during this video. First, we need to decide what the parent function is and its shape. Parent function is y equals e to the x. This is its shape along with its asymptote. I like to refer to this as an easy chair type shape. Identify the parameters. Those are the values in the expression that affect the graph. There are 3 different parameters in this equation. And how do they affect the graph? Well, the plus 1 shifts all points up 1, including the asymptote, which is normally the line y equals 0, but will be at the line y equals 1. Also, it affects what we call the new origin. The minus 3 in the exponent shifts each point to the right 3. That means we have to add 3 to each x value to shift it to the right. So the new origin will be at 3, because we're shifting to the right 3, comma 1, shifting everything up 1. So let's go ahead and plot 3, comma 1. And all of our points will be plotted relative to this new origin. The 1/2 multiplies each y value by 1/2. So now we're ready to go ahead and use the e to the x dance. Recall the powers of e that we need to know. And so normally we go right 0 up 1 because e to the 0 power is 1. In this case, we're going to go right 0 up 1/2 because remember we had to multiply each y value by 1/2. So right 0 up 1/2. Next, we would go right 1 up e, but in this case it's right 1 up 1/2 of e, which is about 1.35. Right 2 up e squared, but it's going to be right 2 up 1/2 of e squared, which is about 3.7. Going to the left 1 up e to the negative 1, but in this case will be left 1 up only 1/2 of that, 0.2. And left 2 up e to the negative 2, only left 2 up 1/2 of that, which will be 0.07. Connect the points to make it look like an easy chair using the asymptote as a boundary line, and compare it to the parent function. Second way, using a table. These are our 5 points normally we use on the e to the x parent function. The minus 3 in the exponent is going to shift all points to the right 3. So we have to add 3 to each x value. So 2 plus 3 is 5. And so I'd like to go ahead and finish these 4 points, these 4 x values, I should say. Press pause to do so. Resume when you're ready. And so just adding 3, we get those values. Please press pause if I'm going too quickly anytime. The 1/2 multiplies each y value by 1/2, and the plus 1 adds 1 to each y value. So which one do you do first? Well, by the order of operations, we would multiply first and then add. And that's exactly what we're going to do. So we'll start with the 7.4 multiplied by 1/2 and add 1. Here we're showing those calculations. 1/2 of 7.4 is 3.7 plus 1 is 4.7. So we'll plot the point 5, comma 4.7. 1/2 of 2.7 is 1.35. Add 1 to that is 2.35. And plot 4, comma 2.35. We'd like you to pause and finish these 3 points, plot them, and finish the graph. Resume when you're ready. Half of 1 is 1/2 plus 1 is 1.5. So 3, comma 1.5. 1/2 of 0.4 is 0.2 plus 1 is 1.2. So 2, comma 1.2. And 1/2 of 14 hundredths is 7 hundredths, plus 1 is 1.07. So 1 comma 1.07. Draw the asymptote. You can see that it's getting very close to the line y equals 1. That's going to be our boundary line. So we'll graph y equals 1 as the asymptote. Connect the points so that it looks like an easy chair, and compare to the parent function. Now you try one. Graph y equals 2 times e to the quantity x plus 4 power minus 6. Use either method or both for the practice. Press pause to do this and resume when you're finished to check. And so to check this, our answer is in green, the graph and also the table.